Well, the president, in his remarks today, also took a moment to comment on a certain senator who stepped back from a career helping private equity work the American economy to explain how God would feel about impeachment.
Then you have some that used religion as a crutch. They never used it before. An article written today, never heard him use it before. But today, it's one of those things. But, it's a failed presidential candidate, so things can happen when you fail so badly running for president.
That was back in 2012. The man he was talking about ran for president. Now, that man's a hero today in Washington. He can't walk into a restaurant without people offering to pay for his meal. But 8 years ago, the same people who are lauding him were attacking him as a sinister finance guy, which he was and always will be.
This isn't the first time Romney's record as a ruthless corporate raider has been called into question.
He's really trying to use racial coding and access some really deep stereotypes about the angry black man.
He is still using the term foreign, and I'm telling you, this is happening every day. It is a dog whistle.
Mitt Romney, who gleefully sends his money offshore to Switzerland and the Cayman Islands, claims he would never send jobs offshore.
And that's a rich guy that plays outside the lines that I can't trust.
It's kind of amazing. It was only 8 years ago. I mean, that was the modern era. We had air travel and air conditioning. It wasn't the Middle Ages. And he was, you just heard it, he was a racist, using dog whistles and coded language to marginalize groups of people. I mean, he was really a bigot. He was a hater. And somehow, in just 8 years, he became this sterling figure, this blameless hero. How did that happen? I don't know. But here's how they feel about him now.
To throw caution to the wind simply because of an inner voice. In Mitt's case, because of a higher calling.
Wasn't Romney great?
Romney was awesome. I loved the strength of his language.
And decided to vote his conscience over his fear of consequence. That senator was Mitt Romney.
He's going to sleep soundly. His children are going to look at him with pride.
He had made a solemn oath, and he took that very seriously, and that's a rare thing.
A lot of the other 99 insist that faith is central to their lives.
Right.
They were not so burdened by the oath.
Author and columnist and very frequent guest, not frequent enough, Mark Steyn joins us today. So Mark, you're watching all these people, some of whom get denounced as racist and white supremacists and basically shouted out of American life, and you think, how can they rehabilitate themselves? How can they live here when they've been denounced? And it turns out all you need to do is vote for conviction, and all of that is erased. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Last time round, they denounced him for putting his dog on the roof and driving the dog to Canada. This time, the dog can't get on the roof because Chris Matthews and Chris Cuomo are all on the roof of Romney's car saying, drive us anywhere you like. We love you. And it is, one thing, that was a pretty exhaustive category, but the one thing you didn't mention is that Harry Reid then, without any evidence whatsoever, said Romney never paid his taxes. And none of these Democrats and media who are now defending St. Mitt as the greatest thing ever, the one who has had the Pauline conversion and heard the voice of God ringing in his ears, God telling Mitt to impeach and convict Trump. None of those people defended Mitt against Harry Reid. Mitt is the reason we have Trump. Because Mitt was called everything that Trump is called. Racist, sexist, binders full of women, doesn't pay his taxes, vampire capitalist who flies in your window at night and gives you cancer. Everything they said about Trump, they said about Mitt. The difference was Mitt never pushed back. And in 2016, people decided, 2015 actually, the Republican base decided that the essential quality they were looking for was someone who didn't let himself get slapped around by Candy Crowley, as Mitt did in that debate. If Mitt doesn't like Trump, Mitt, look in the mirror, you're the reason for Trump.